Post-election day Zen, after a wild election season, and obviously crypto volatility to the max. Yesterday was crazy. For the first time, I think in 6 months, Bitcoin got to under $100,000. This is volatility that happens when you have three main elections happening. First off, Democratic Socialist, now mayor-elect of New York City, which people were still hoping that Andrew Cuomo would win, more moderate Andrew Cuomo, or the Republican Curtis Sliwa would win. Okay, that's in the books. He's won. Mamdani has won. He's now mayor-elect Mamdani. And then you had the suburb state, which you didn't know. Although the pro-crypto candidate won in New Jersey, you never know until elections are all counted in, right? You could always have an upset. All the Polymarket predicted all this for 2-3 months in advance, right after the primaries were all said and done. Also, we have the Virginia election that's been called as well. And Pennsylvania had minor elections, we're not going to get into that. But the world financial capital, New York City, obviously volatility in the crypto market. The suburb state also have an election for the governor of the world financial capital, New York City. And finally, the Virginia is not from the US. It's the suburb state for DC lobbying, which is where people lobby for cryptocurrency. For example, when I was in DC, with my mom, and back in May, we all over the subway. What do we see? Promotions for Gemini, different crypto exchanges. Gemini, America's Exchange, Coinbase, blah, 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 blah. Why? It's not for us, because who takes those subway stations? Staffers, for people that work in Congress, the state U.S. senators, U.S. Congress people, the lobbyists. They see these commercials. That's mostly people that live in Virginia. That the subway in Virginia is attached to DC anyway. This is not a geography course, but I just want to say that we had this volatility, and I'm in Zen right now. I'm walking across above the Hudson River complex thing. I'm in Zen and I'm happy because, first of all, I'm back in New York City, I'm back at home, and I can create better content on Twitter, YouTube, etc. But also because we are past election, past the volatility. This is the most volatile it's going to get. We are now on day number 36. This is the longest U.S. government shutdown in American history. Things can only get better. They can only go up from here. What does that mean? As soon as the U.S. government opens, we're going to see a pop in markets. Remember, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Howdy. So, back to the topic. As soon as the U.S. government shutdown ends, people are going to get their SNAP benefits. Federal employees are going to get paid. Remember, the biggest employer in the United States is the U.S. federal government. People have money in their pockets, and we can focus more on the Clarity Act, getting that through Congress. Remember, it has to get out of Senate committee. Once it gets out of Senate committee, then we're going to send it to the U.S. House of Representatives. Once it goes to the House of Representatives, they vote on it. Let's go. It gets to President Trump's desk. When it gets to President Trump's desk, we have crypto clarity right before Thanksgiving. That's one thing I want to be thankful for, is the U.S. government reopening. People have money. Crypto Clarity Act, President Trump signing it. And number 3, remember, December 1st, what does the Federal Reserve do? Quantitative tightening ends. It doesn't mean quantitative tightening is beginning. Quantitative easing is beginning, but the fact that we are starting to see the process of the Federal Reserve going from taking money out of the markets to put money back into the markets. What happens when you have more money in the markets? People start to invest in riskier assets, especially in Q4. The banks haven't done an amazing job of outperforming the S&P 500 this year, which is what they're supposed to do. They charge people money. High net worth individuals say, listen, I'll do a better job than if you put your money in the S&P 500 index. They're going to start taking calculated risk. What's calculated risk? Bitcoin is a calculated risk. Solana is a calculated risk. By the way, I like all crypto projects. No hate on anybody, but I'm just saying that these are projects that have communities. They have use cases. Solana alone has more activity than all the other blockchains combined. This is something that you can invest in. You can tell people, listen, they just signed an agreement with Western Union for 6 months exclusivity only on the Solana blockchain. These are partnerships and marketing tactics that are working. Ripple Swell is ending today. Amazing news pieces. We have some of the best institutions speaking on that stage today saying that, RLUSD on the RLUSD ledger, on the XRP ledger, is the ledger where activity is going to be based on. That's huge. Somebody said that RLUSD, I think it was Kraken CFO. Kraken, not Ripple, Kraken CFO said that RLUSD is going to be the stable token, not USDC, served by Circle, not USDT. It's going to be RLUSD. Again, I'm in New York. They are certified in New York. They're 100% ready to go. They're MiCA compliant. right? They're not like USDT that has problems. They're not like USDC, which is great, but they don't have a company like Ripple backing them, right? Circle, dope, but they don't have a whole ledger system, right? And the whole ecosystem. All they really have is, we have a good stable token that's backed by US dollars. Unlike, again, RLUSD, which has the XRP ledger. You can build on it. Anybody can build on it. We can make meme coins on it. But the reality is that XRP is the liquidity layer. Anyway, this is Zen. Elections are over. I'm getting my life back together, by the way. I'm moving back to the city for the next 3 months. I'm always moving on the grind, but I gotta be back in New York for personal matters. There's a girl in my life now. Before I move back to the Dominican Republic, where I'm based out of, for the next probably 5 to 6 years while the bull run keeps going. But again, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video, because sharing is caring, and this is information people need to know. The economy is stable. We are over the hump. Just survive the next few days for a week or two. And I'll see y'all next time. Upwards and